Namo Namaha. Welcome back, students. This is the revision lecture of Sanskrit, and in today's session we are going to revise a very important topic of Sanskrit grammar, that is pratyaha. As you already know, the three pratyas are included in your portion for the first periodic test, and they are ktva, lyap and tumun. In today's session, we are going to revise all the three pratyayas. So let's get started with ktva and lyap pratyaya. So students, the forms of the roots with ktva and lyap pratyaya are used to indicate the earlier or prior action, and in English, these forms are translated as root plus ing or having plus past participle form of the root. In Hindi, we translate them as Jakar, Bolkar, Sunkar, Haskar, etc. Let's try to understand it with the help of some examples.
Here are the examples. The first one is Chhatraha Saraswati Devin Natva Abhyasam Karoti. A student starts studying after bowing down to Goddess Saraswati. The next one is Aham Patram Likhitva Patra Petikayam Nikshipami. After writing a letter, I drop it in the post box. The next one is Shishyah Pustakam Aniya Gurave Yachati. Having brought the book, the student gives it to his teacher or preceptor. The fourth sentence is Bhaktebhyah Falani Pradaya Dhanikah Gruham Agachat. After giving fruits to the devotees, the rich man went home. All these examples are consisting of ktva or lyap pratyay forms. In the first two sentences, the words natva and likhitva are the examples of ktva pratyay forms. And in the last two sentences, the words aniya and pradaya are the examples of lyap pratyay forms. Natva means bowing down, likhitva means writing, aniya means having brought or bringing, and pradaya means giving. Now let's see the formation of ktva and lyap pratyay forms. Ktva is added to any single root which doesn't have a prefix, and lyap is added to the root which has a prefix or upsargah. For example, we can add ktva to the roots like kru, ni, kship, etc. But when these dhatus have upsargah like upa, a or pra before them, then lyap is to be added to them. When we add ktva to any dhatu, then ka is dropped and only tva is added to the root. Similarly, when we add lyap to any dhatu, then only ya or tya is added to the root with upsargah. For example, kru plus ktva, the form is krutva. Ni plus ktva, the form is nitva. Kship plus ktva, the form is kshiptva. Up plus kru plus lyap, the form is upakrutya. A plus ni plus lyap, the form is aniya. Pra plus kship plus lyap, the form is prakshipya. In case of some roots, tva is added as it is. In case of some other roots, e is added before this tva. Sometimes ta of tva gets changed into ta, dha or dha, and we have to add tva, dva or dhva to the roots, due to which the roots also undergo some changes. For example, dnya plus tva, the form is dnyatva, after knowing. There is no change in the form here. But when we add twa to pat or kath dhatuhu, we have got the forms patitva and kathayitva. Patitva, reading, kathayitva, telling. E is added here before twa. The next example is drush plus twa, drushtva. Ruh plus twa, rudhva. And lab plus twa is labdhva. In these examples, twa has got changed into twa, dwa or dwa, due to which the roots have also undergone some changes. Drushtva means seeing, rudhva climbing, and labdhva means getting. Students, to know the forms of different dhatus with twa pratyayah, you need to refer to the examples given in notes. Now let's see the formation of lyap pratyay forms. Lyap pratyayah is added to the roots with upsargah if the root or dhatuhu is ending in a short vowel like a, e, u, r or rlu, then tya is added to it. And if the root is ending in a long vowel like a, e, u or r, or if it is ending in a consonant, then ya is added to the root in place of tya. Let's try to understand it with the help of some examples. V plus G plus lyap, the form is vijitya. Prati plus shru plus lyap, the form is pratishrutya. Upa plus kru plus lyap, the form is upakrutya. In these three examples, G, shru and kru are the roots, and these roots are ending in short vowels. That's why tya is added to them. Vijitya means winning by conquest. Pratishrutya means promising, and upakrutya means helping. Let's see some more examples. A plus da plus lyap, the form is adaya. Anu plus bhu plus lyap, the form is anubhuya. And V plus much plus lyap, the form is vimuchya. In these three forms, ya is added to the roots because the dhatus da and bhu are ending in long vowels, and the dhatuhu much is ending in a consonant. Adaya means taking. Anubhuya means experiencing. And vimuchya means leaving or abandoning.
Students, I hope you have understood the formation of twa and lyap pratyay forms. But practice is required to be perfect with these forms. So refer to the notes which are given to you. You can also refer to the previous videos. Now, we will see what kinds of questions will be asked on the basis of these pratyayas. Either you will be asked to split the dhatuhu and the pratyayah, or you will be asked to join the pratyayah to the given dhatuhu and to form a new word. Let's try to understand it with the help of some examples.
The question is Prakruti pratyayau sanyojya likhata. You need to join the pratyayah to the roots. Raksh plus ktwa, tyaj plus ktwa, upa plus sru plus lyap, and sam plus sprush plus lyap. Here are the answers. Raksh plus ktwa, the form is rakshitva. tyaj plus ktwa, the form is tyaktva. Upa plus sru plus lyap, the form is upasrutya. And sam plus sprush plus lyap, the form is sansprushya. Let's see the next question. Prakruti pratyayau viyojya likhata. Here you need to separate the pratyaya from the dhatuhu. In other words, you need to split the pratyaya and dhatuhu. The first one is pujayitva, the second one is matva, the third form is ashritya, and the fourth one is prayudhya. Let's see the answers. Pujayitva, the dhatuhu is puj and the pratyaya is ktva. Puj plus ktva. Matva, man dhatuhu plus ktva. Ashritya, a upsargah plus shri dhatuhu plus lyap pratyaya. Prayudhya, the answer is pra upsargah plus yud dhatuhu plus lyap pratyaya.
So students, we have seen twa and lyap pratyay forms. Now let me take you to the next one, that is tumun pratyaya. The form with tumun pratyay is used to indicate the purpose or goal of performing an action. And these forms are translated as in order to or to. In Hindi, जाने के लिए, करने के लिए, बोलने के लिए, etc. Let's try to understand it with the help of some examples.
Here are the example sentences. The first one is Chhatraha pustakani pathitum granthalayam gachanti. Students go to the library to read books. The next one is Aham jalam patum kupim anayami. I have brought a bottle with me to drink water. Balakah chitrani drashtum pradarshaning gacchati. A boy goes to the exhibition to see the pictures. In these three sentences, the words pathitum, patum and drashtum are the examples of tumun pratyay forms. Pathitum means to read, patum means to drink, and drashtum means to see. Now let's see the formation of tumun pratyay forms. Tumun pratyaya can be added to any single root, that is, a dhatuhu without a prefix, or it can also be added to a dhatuhu with a prefix or upsargah. When we add tumun to any dhatuhu, u and halantana of tumun are dropped and we add only tum to the root. For example, da plus tumun, the form is datum. Datum means to give. The dhatuhu can also have a prefix a plus da plus tumun, and the form is adatum. The meaning of the word adatum is to take or to receive. Just like twa pratyaya, to some roots tum is added as it is. In case of some roots, e is added before this tum. The roots which take this e are called set dhatus. Sometimes ta of tumun gets changed into ta, dha or dha, due to which the roots also undergo some changes. Let's see some examples. Jna plus tumun. The form is jnatum. No change has taken place here. Jnatum means to know. Pat plus tumun, the form is patitum, and chint plus tumun, the form is chintayitum. As you can see, in these two forms, patitum and chintayitum, e is added before tum. So these two are the set dhatus. Patitum means to read and chintayitum means to think. Let's see some more examples. Drush plus tumun, the form is drashtum. Ruh plus tumun, the form is rodum. Lab plus tumun, the form is labdum. As you can see, in these three examples, ta of tumun has got changed into ta, dha and dha, due to which some changes have taken place in the roots as well. Drashtum means to see, rodhum means to grow, and labdhum means to get. In case of some roots, there will be no change in tumun pratyaya, but the roots undergo some changes. For example, gam plus tumun, the form is gantum. Tyach plus tumun, the form is tyaktum. Gai plus tumun, the form is gatum. Gantum means to go. Tyaktum means to leave or to give up. And gatum means to sing. Sometimes the vowels of the root take guna. For example, ni plus tumun, the form is netum. Here, e of ni has got changed into a. Shru plus tumun, the form is shrotum. Here, u of shru has got changed into o, and we have got the form shrotum. Kru plus tumun, the form is kartum. Here, the vowel ru of kru has got changed into ar. This change is called guna. Netum means to take, shrotum means to hear or to listen, and kartum means to do.
So students, we have seen the formation of forms with tumun pratyaya. But practice is required to be perfect with any form of Sanskrit. Just as we have seen the questions based on twa and lyap pratyay forms, now let's see what kinds of questions will be asked on the basis of tumun pratyaya.
Here is the question. Prakruti pratyayau sanyojya likhata. We have to join the pratyay tumun to the given dhatus. Here are the questions. Creed plus tumun, much plus tumun, ji plus tumun, and nam plus tumun. And the answers are creed plus tumun, the form is creeditum. Much plus tumun, the form is moktum. Ji plus tumun, the form is jetum. And nam plus tumun, the form is nantum. Students, I hope you have observed the changes that have taken place in the roots while adding the suffix tumun to them. Let's see the next question. Here is the next question. Prakruti pratyayau viyojya likhata. Some forms are given here and we need to split the dhatuhu and the pratyayaha. The first form is kathayitum. The second one is smartum. Third one is mantum. And the fourth one is Dhavitum. Let's see the answers. Kathayitum. The dhatuhu is kath and the pratyayah is tumun. Smartum. The dhatuhu is smru and the pratyayah is tumun. Mantum. The dhatuhu is man and the pratyayah is tumun. And dhavitum, the answer is dhava dhatuhu plus tumun pratyayah. I hope you have understood the concept.
Students, in the examination, the question of pratyayaha will be based on all the three pratyayas together. So now let's see such questions in which the mixed examples of all the three pratyayas twa, lyap and tumun are given.
Here is the question. Prakruti pratyayau sanyojya likhata. Join the pratyayas to the given dhatus. I'll read out the questions. Students, you can pause the video and can think about the answers. So the questions are nam plus twa, pari plus iksha plus lyap, vach plus tumun, lik plus twa, much plus tumun. I hope you are ready with your answers. So let me display them. Nam plus twa, the form is natwa. Pari plus iksha plus lyap, the form is pariksha. Here, the sandhi has taken place between the upsargah and the dhatuhu. Vach plus tumun, the form is vaktum. Lik plus twa, the form is likhitva. And much plus tumun, the form is moktum. Let's see the next question. Prakruti pratyayau vibhajya likhata. Split the dhatuhu and the pratyayah. Here are the forms. Prushtva, kretum, agamya, mantum and vismrutya. Students, are you ready with your answers? Let's check them. Prushtva, the dhatuhu is prach and the pratyayah is twa. Kretum, kri dhatuhu plus tumun pratyayah. Agamya, a upsargah plus gam dhatuhu plus lyap pratyayah. Mantum, man dhatuhu plus tumun pratyayah. Vismrutya, vi upsargah plus smru dhatuhu plus lyap pratyayah. I hope your answers are correct.
That brings us to the end of the presentation. I hope you have understood the part which we have discussed today. All the best for the examination. Dhanyavadaha. Punah milamah.